Over $118,000 for this 2025 Porsche Taycan. You got to think this is one of the fastest Porsches that is going to depreciate. It depreciates like no other Porsche. It is what it is. Completely insane. A full electric Porsche. A lot of people think, what? All electric? I don't want that. A lot of people want the manual, or they just don't want an all electric Porsche. They want to hear the engine. You know what I mean? It's a Porsche. And we're here at the Porsche dealership, and you'll see they're completely full. Now, a lot of these, especially anything you would say cool, 911 or anything like that, it's going to be like a certified pre-owned or used, because they just don't get those new in stock. But you will see a 718 series in stock. And it's funny because, I mean, look at all these SUVs too. And of course, the Taycan completely in stock. But the funny part is Porsche was going all electric. The whole 718 series was going full electric for 2026. And to my understanding, they rewound that. They're actually going back from what they said. Let's see, $85,000 for this 2025 718. And you got to think, and it's a manual too, I believe. So at least they still offer, you know, that mid-engine sports car with the manual transmission, because so many people want that, and there's so few manufacturers who actually give you that nowadays. I mean, the Corvette C8, getting rid of the manual, you know, all these brands are getting rid of the manual, but Porsche still has it. So that's a huge advantage. But you got to think, going all electric, and now they're calling it back. They're saying, no. Well, my bad. We're going to wait till 2027, and they might even wait longer. You know, here we go, 2025. Wow, 718 for $98,000, and it's 6,200 miles. Man, and we're going to see, these are the cheaper ones over here. Let's see what else we got going on, because they get very, very expensive very quick, especially when you look at any of the higher trim level models. Let's see here. Another. Wow, I'm surprised they're in stock. They got quite a few. $92,000, another 718. It's a lot of money, though, for what you're getting. You know, it really is. Let's see here. Yeah, these are the all-electrics. And look, they're in stock. They don't know what to do with all these electric Porsches. They don't know what to do with them. And they depreciate like no other Porsche. I mean, you can pick these up on the used market. Insane. Look at this. $177,000. Wow. It might be a GTS, but it's funny because the amount of money this is going to be worth, as soon as it drives off the lot, they depreciate like no other Porsche. So you better get ready to pay, but you're buying a Porsche, so you should be able to afford that. Yeah, here we go, $126,000, 2025 Taycan, but wow, not cheap at all. And I mean, do you want an electric Porsche? Obviously, Porsches, they learned it was a mistake with the 718 series. They said, we got to slow that down. We're not going full on electric yet. So they learned people overall don't want it in the Porsche community, but you see there's a lot of inventory here. And these SUVs actually starting to stack up at dealerships. So if you're looking at any of these SUVs, you're getting a discount. There's no question about it. A huge discount. That's the thing. I mean, even on a 718, you better get a discount. Look at that, $78,000, 2025. But the crazy part is, I've seen Grand Cherokees that cost, I mean, I saw a Dodge Hornet that's 50 grand. So you're telling me I can get a Porsche SUV for almost, I mean, a Grand Cherokee costs the same as a Porsche? You know, it just doesn't make sense, but that's the reality. Some of these domestic manufacturers got completely crazy. And to be honest, I see more expensive vehicles at Jeep than Porsche. Look at that, $80,000, 2025. And that's the crazy part, is the more expensive vehicles I will see at a domestic manufacturer over Porsche. I mean, literally, it's not even a joke. And I think they have the electric versions up here of the SUVs. And of course, they're sitting because nobody wants an electric Porsche, at least very few amount of people overall for their customer base. And that's why they're really having to slow down this whole electric push that they were pushing, because people aren't buying them. And when they do buy them, they get huge discounts. And that's not like Porsche, you know, that's not like Porsche. Let's see here. What do we got going on here? Let's see. $95,000. Okay, and this is I'm assuming, yeah, used. It has to be used, I'm assuming. Let's see. Let's look at one that's brand new next to it, because see what kind of depreciation these things take. This one's only 105, so not too much, but this is the all-electric SUV. And trust me, they depreciate just as bad as the actual Taycan that depreciates. It's the worst depreciating Porsche that's currently out, I think. I just don't know any other Porsche that will depreciate as fast as this $120,000 all-electric Porsche. It's insane. Let's look at this one real quick. Let's see. Yeah, $128,000. Man, wow. And they're probably discounting it because it's been sitting here. You know, it's literally been sitting here for quite some time. But even this Boxster has been here for a few months. So, but you got to think, I think it's a 4-cylinder. You know, it's a lot of money for what you're getting. You're getting this little Boxster, and it's, I think 100,000 or pretty dang close. Let's see, 90 grand, something like that. Let's see here. Yeah, $90,000. 2025 718 Boxster. You know, at least it's a manual. They still offer that. But still, 90 grand. I mean, people, I mean, they'll remember when Boxsters, not too long ago, I mean, they weren't this expensive, you know. They've always been, but you are getting a Porsche, you know, that's what it is. But still, let me know what you think. The dealership's completely full. And this is surprising because this Porsche dealership was completely empty 3 years ago. So now they're full like every other dealer. And a lot of the electric Porsches have been sitting longer than any other vehicle. So expect huge discounts. Let me know what you guys think. Have a great day and stay blessed.